Welcome to the Stock Hypers. You got Bryan and Danny. We're hyped up. We're watching the market. We're making trades. We're getting stuff done. We're making money. Danny, it's been so far a good start to the week here on what is it, April 27th. Lots of earnings. Are you getting excited?
I am. The last week since we last podcast, Bryan, it's been a comeback. Right when we're going to throw in the towel, it did the big comeback. So
Yeah.
it has been very good, except for my Pinterest holding today. We'll get into later.
Oh,
But all in
Pinterest.
all, yeah,
What happened today?
I rolled the dice. I should have known
Yeah.
earnings season. Everyone's reporting great numbers, getting slaughtered. So I bought in on Pinterest and Google.
Stop
Google
right
up and
there. Everyone's reporting great numbers and then getting slaughtered.
slaughtered.
What rationale is that?
It's all
Like,
growth.
how bad do you have to beat it for your stock to go up when you
Well,
say, I beat expectations. I'm going to tell you that this has been a great quarter. We made a bunch of money, and the stock price goes down. What in the world? Why is that happening?
Well, it's you live by the sword, die by the sword. When you have these high valuations, they expect growth, and I think it's all growth. Whatever your numbers are this quarter, if you don't say you have insane growth,
And they
good
just
night,
don't think it's going to
Irene.
grow for some of these like it did last year during
Yeah,
the
like
pandemic.
like Tesla came out and they said 50% growth, and that went in the tank.
Yeah.
Pinterest came out and said growth won't be as much as pandemic. It dropped 10%. But
Well,
Google,
that's to be expected. I would
yeah,
imagine. I mean, not to drop, but that
certainly.
Pinterest wouldn't grow as much as during the pandemic. Everybody's going to be less time on their computers and on their phones. They might actually leave their house now.
Right, there's habits in there. So we can get into in a little bit, Bryan, with your sage advice of how do we take advantage of these temporary sell-offs, which I'm convinced, I think Etsy, which is a poster boy,
Yeah.
well, that wasn't a quarterly thing. That was some douchebag who said it
Are
was
you
a bad
throwing
quarter, but
some
it's great
shade
long
at an
term.
analyst, Danny? Are you just like talking, smack to an
To
analyst who
KeyBank,
did
let's go
not
specific,
give you a
yes.
rosy outlook for Etsy? Are you
Apparently, they
taking
don't know that's one of my
exception to
largest
that?
holdings, okay? Because I'm going to give them a handmade knuckle sandwich when I see
Okay.
him. Although most of it's already came back, so, which is typical.
Well, then who's right and who's wrong, huh, Danny?
Oh, I'm right. Absolutely.
Yes, of
Never in
course.
doubt. Yes. You know why, Bryan? Because I have my. Now, Kathy Woods and myself are eerily similar in how our mind works. We also
Yeah,
have essentially the same glasses.
you do have the same glasses. You guys shop at the same places.
I had a couple years, I'm sure she has, but when you're like this with CW, I'm sorry, her as Kathy, that's what happens. So
All right. So you and
okay.
CW are thinking what?
We're
What do you
staying
guys
the
think
course.
on?
I'm with her. Honestly, I like her long term. I
Yeah.
like the tech.
Hmm.
They just had a chart. I think it was somewhere on CNBC where the last 10 years it had all the. Am I boring you, Bryan? Looking around.
I'm looking around. I'm looking at my virtual screen. And there's like this jacket that, in some cases, the virtual background shows this jacket slung over a desktop
Maybe you
computer,
got
right?
fired or something for not listening to
And
Kathy Woods.
And
Oh, I
if you're
see.
watching the video on
Was that
YouTube,
a
you can
ghost
see
thing?
it
Okay.
just like appears, right? That actually is a jacket of my wife slung over a chair behind me, and
Oh,
it's
that's
just
actually
showing up.
great. It actually blends in.
It
Okay.
does.
That's right.
I'm
So
like, is that in the background or is that in real life? And it's
I
in
don't
both
know,
actually.
but I know I pick up my jacket, so I don't have to worry about it, Bryan. And
Oh,
by the way,
okay.
mine is scenic Morro Bay, California. In the background, small town, because
Yeah,
I am an everyday man. I'm a pro small business to a fault, as you know, Bryan.
that is true.
So
I
no,
know
I'm
that
gonna
about you.
hold the course. It's long term. I bought a bit more.
I forgot what we were talking about. What stock are you talking
What
about?
we're talking about is the dual genius of Kathy and myself, and our
Uh,
stock strategy has not changed. Because as Kathy likes to say, as well as me, I don't worry about the day-to-day fluctuations. I'm in a 5-year plan, and I think it's justified. If you look at the last 10 years, CNBC had a chart where it had the I think it was S&P, Nasdaq, and Dow. How much they went up, and Nasdaq smoked them. They double it,
yeah,
two and a half, triple them. So I don't
right.
see a reason to change. What I want to get into, Bryan, is how much of a buying opportunity is Pinterest? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Let's
Okay,
talk about that.
Pinterest dropped 10%. Numbers came out, blah, blah, blah. They're
Yeah.
spectacular. It dropped 10%. Bryan, what do I do as an avid Pinterest fan? I unfortunately bought in today because the last few they've spiked before they sold, so I was outsmarted myself.
You say that they spiked in the last few.
In the last few quarters, they spiked. So I felt good about them and Google, so I bought a bunch more before. Google went up, Pinterest went down more. I was actually pretty lucky. AMD went up. So I bought, it was a wash for me for the holdings, but 10%, right? That's a lot.
It's very interesting. In the after hours, there was this, it dropped into like around the under 70, right? And it was 77, 78 before the markets close. So then they report, it drops like a rock, 8 points. And then I would say it must be, I'm looking at the clock, half an hour later, it goes up almost to 78 again for like 5 minutes and then drops. I mean, this is the weirdest chart I've ever seen.
Well,
if you guys
as you
take a
told
look
me
at
though,
this.
right? You know, it's not the full people in the stock; it's a small percentage, so it's easier to get swings. My
Right, okay.
uneducated
So
guess
after
probably would
hours,
be it was a
it's
whale
less
came in.
volume.
When a
Yeah.
whale jumps in a pool, it's going to leave a big splash, and I think that's probably what happened. A whale came in and bought a lot when it's low, and went up then down. So hell if I know. How's that for an
Yeah,
answer?
it had a 20
Wow.
point swing in 5 minutes in the after hours.
Wow, it's like it's Bitcoin or microvision, I guess, huh?
Okay, so really, if we just take Pinterest, I was going to bring this into my hype and hate tonight, but
Me as
we'll
well.
talk about
So
it now.
Yeah, I was too.
So Pinterest, I think just below 70 is a great buy. I think it's had good support in the 80s this past month, and
Yep.
past
Mid-80s.
actually 3 months. It seems to will hover around in those 80s, the high 80s, and then it'll drop back down into a buying opportunity where it is today, or somewhere in the low
Which
70s.
I've been doing, but yeah, I've been doing.
Yeah.
So yes.
I think this is a great time for you to, I mean, if you got some cash tomorrow, there's no
Yes.
reason why you shouldn't buy again on this dip if it
I'm
stays.
thinking about really up at my stake because I would like to get this. In my portfolio right now, my three big ones are Coursera, Unity, and Etsy. I feel very confident. You know, I'm looking long term on these.
Yeah.
I don't get too tricky. I buy the dips, and that's about as tricky as I get. And I really would like to get Pinterest up there. I understand it's, you know, it might be in a holding pattern. This might not be the strongest year. So I'm going to continue buying if it keeps its neutral pattern. So, okay, I'm with you. I'm going to hype. Let's do a pre-hype and hate that one on Pinterest.
Yeah, I could say I would hype this right now to
right
grab
at the
it
start.
tomorrow.
Yes, I'll get it first thing in the morning. I get nervous buying pre-market. I guess I've never done it, so I'll just wait till it opens up. It goes so fast.
Yeah, I would wait till it opens up because it could go down a little bit more. I would watch
Yeah.
it for the first couple of minutes just to see which way the wind's blowing.
Right.
But you know, if it's going to drop a little bit more. But you know, they really did have great earnings. There's nothing wrong with this company. They're
No.
doing phenomenal.
Nothing
And
you wouldn't it'd be expected. They said we had great everything, and it's obviously not going to grow as fast, but still grow.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you were expect. I don't understand why that dropped. I mean,
Pinterest has though in the past year gone way up. I mean, the market valuation of this
2.5 times up now that it's settled. Yeah,
it's 2019.
So I think that's the problem. It's got the valuations to keep it. You better keep the Jets on. So that is understandable. I think this might be a year of where the market catches up to a lot of the techs I have. So I expect this year to be a plateau year. That's why I'm going to get into more in trading following year. Lead on that one, Brian. So yeah, cool. Okay.
On that note,
Yes.
let me tell you what I did the last 2 days, right? So I've had Moderna in a couple different accounts, and all around 130 to 134. I bought
Moderna, right? Okay.
Correct. And it went up to almost 180 last week, and I was tempted to sell then. I didn't. I was waiting for that 180 mark.
Do you know why you didn't, Brian? Because you got diamond hands. That's why you didn't.
Right, yeah.
And apparently it's paying off.
It paid off. It paid off today because Moderna went up to 185 today. So since I had it in several accounts, I decided to try it a couple different ways. All of them had over 40% gains on it, right?
Wait. You have 40% gains on Moderna? This trade?
Yes. I got 40% gains on Moderna. So look, I bought it at 130, 132, and then one account 134.
Oh, and you're still holding that gain. This isn't from previous trades cumulative. This is this trade.
This is as of today, but I did sell. I did 3 things, and 2 of them executed. So here was my plan.
Brian. Nice.
All of these will exit at 180 or above. One account, I did a trailing stop of not a percentage, just $2, as it went up to 184. Ended up going up to 185 in one account, selling, and then going back down, selling it at 183.
Nice work.
Another account, I just sold it when it got to 185. I'm like, there it is. Boom, I'm out.
Okay.
And then another account, I did a trailing stop with a 2%. And that one did not execute today because Moderna did not, Moderna just has this ability to go up 7-8 points and then fall back and go under and then go back up. It's very volatile during the day.
Yeah.
And
you played that well over the time. This has
Yeah.
essentially paid your house payment for like years, hasn't it? You've done well on this stock.
Moderna's been a great stock for me. I've been very lucky.
Yes.
I did get stuck in it for a while.
But a while means how long was this, Brian? How long is this 30% gain?
Yeah, maybe a couple months.
Okay.
Because I did have a very big amount, and I did not have large amount. I mean, I had a decent size if you took all three of them combined.
So this was a big piece of pie you expanded. This is a good one to make 30%.
Yes.
Nice work.
40%.
Nice.
Yeah,
40%. Damn.
40%. Yeah.
Nice.
And so tomorrow, I'm thinking, I actually, this would have been a good one for me to buy and hold, maybe. I think it's still a good trade at this point, but I believe this stock is going to be $200 and above.
Why do you say that? Why would it go above its range?
I think they have earnings coming out. I think the first week of May, and they are going to probably talk about how much cash they're getting, how much revenue, because the company's never really made any money. Now it's making money hand over fist.
Oh,
this is like a company that went from making no money to making billions and billions of dollars every quarter.
Yeah, do you know the one jewel in its cap is I actually have the Moderna vaccine within this bloodstream here.
Yeah, so that's how I track it, by the way.
It's like a super endorsement. Like when Barack Obama had the BlackBerry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it didn't last, but yeah.
Just so you know, that is how I'm tracking your whereabouts is through the Moderna vaccine.
You and Bill Gates, yes. But the reception of this 5G is amazing. Getting the second shot a week from today, too, by the way. So.
Oh, you haven't got the second shot yet?
No, because you have to wait 4 weeks. The only drag, you got the...
I got Pfizer.
And that's a 3 weeks wait. Mine's a 4-week one, so...
Got another week there.
So hopefully I won't have any after effects because I have a mind-numbingly low tolerance for pain or discomfort. So put it in mind. Okay, excellent work on that. What else did you do?
Okay.
This week.
So I also did a little bit of just management in the portfolio. That stock that you had told me about. It's a small stock, Socket. It's a website. I don't know, Amazon of someplace probably that you told me about. So Socket, when you told me, was the worst time, and I bought it at like $16. It had gone all the way up to $20, but that was before I bought it. So I ended up buying it at $16, and then in a few days of that trade, it went barreling down.
This is a few months ago now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is a few months ago. I did not have much of it. I just wanted to get a little bit of it so I could track it with you and we could talk about it.
And now this has a market cap of right about $47 million. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, very small.
I looked into it. I didn't have the guts for it. I looked at the website. Mm-hmm. I thought, well, I'm just not clever enough to make money on that. So I'd be the guy losing, you gaining. So, okay, how is that worked out for you?
It went down to like $6. I ended up buying... let's see.
It's at 66. Okay, Brian, it's at 667 now. You bought it. How much?
My shares.
I'm sorry.
That I can dollar cost average it really low.
So are you above or underwater right now?
Still underwater on this one, but my average cost it's at a little under 667, and my average cost is about $8.
Okay, so you're still down a little bit. So you're going to hold on to it, right?
Yeah, I'll hold on to it till I make money on it.
Now, if you lose,
it's been a very interesting stock to watch. It's been nice and volatile. Nice peaks and valleys. You're talking 10% down. In a day, 5%. It's a good trading stock if I can kind of get the swing of it. And so I'm trying to get how it swings. And,
are you going to buy some more dollar cost average, or are you going to chill out for a bit? Have you decided?
No, I think I'm good at $8. I think I'm just going to wait to see if it's either tanks or I make some money on it.
Right. Now, this has earnings coming up, or they just reported. It looks like, right?
Did they? I didn't even know they reported earnings.
It looks like they matched it because I don't see it. It looks like it was 3 cents and they matched it. It looks like that. Yeah, replay earning call. It looks like it happened, and it's a wash. And I think after hours is even, so it looks like it's a wash. It looks like nothing exciting coming. So
Nothing exciting. But they, from the second quarter of 2020, they grew really a lot. They went, they had earnings, which they didn't have before. They were losing money. So they went positive in the third quarter of 2020 and the fourth quarter of 2020. So they definitely pulled forward a lot of growth just because of the pandemic, people staying home, shopping online.
okay,
So,
well, good luck with all that one. Hey, now Brian, I don't mean to jump the gun, but didn't you buy a firm recently, and aren't you cleaning up right now?
yeah, Affirm. I got Affirm at a great level, I think, at about 65, I think. I think I talked about it last time. It's
Okay.
doing great. It went all the way up to 76, 74.
Yeah, it's been a great
I think
week
it's
for
down
that.
a little bit today.
The week
But
has been outstanding. Yeah,
yeah,
18%.
yeah, it's just been a phenomenal stock. So thank you. I don't know if you recommended it to me
I
or
had
something.
that, and when I cleared out, I waited to get back in. I did a lot of clear out to avoid in case there's a bubble crash, and it
Mhm.
kind of made me pick. That wasn't the one. I probably should have went back into that one, and then C Limited has done well. Also, Brian, my
Okay.
carparts.com went up great since I went out.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody on CNBC talking about that not
Yeah,
too
that
long
was
ago.
me. I was the guy saying who didn't make money on that because I sold it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me. Thanks. They
It
did
was
the
Kathy
womp womp.
Woodbine,
That
that
was
one
me.
too.
Right. So.
I want to bring up just this kind of crazy one that we've talked about in the past. There's this company. It was a pink sheets penny stock called Mind Medicine. Do you remember us talking about that? That they make drugs to help with like depression
Oh,
and
like
things like that, but
mushrooms.
they use mushrooms. Yeah, they
I'd
use
be all for
psychedelics.
it. Honestly, that's a good idea. Not that I've, have
Well,
experience.
there's only I think one state that they're approved to administer.
Colorado, Oregon is my guess on that one.
Oregon, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, surprise,
And
surprise.
so here's the thing: is I've had it for however long we've talked about it, maybe 6 months ago. It's just been sitting in this, and I did, it was a penny stock. I only invested hundreds of dollars into it. Well, all of a sudden, it started just jumping up. It went up like 30% one day, 40% the next day.
Wait, this is
And
recently?
yeah, this is just last week, and then yesterday as well went up like 30%. And so now, in the pre-market, get this: this thing was up to $5, almost $6, $5.70 to 90 cents.
And
In
wait,
the
hold on.
pre-market.
And what was its share price before all this started happening?
I don't know. I think I got it for like $2 or something.
Oh, fuck.
So the reason is they listed it on the Nasdaq today.
I did hear about that. I apparently did not pay attention because I don't like making money.
It's amazing what that can do for a company, right?
Oh, of course, yes.
Your stock all of a sudden is on the Nasdaq.
What
when
is
it was
their
on
ticker on that? Brian, what's their ticker?
So it changed today because it was listed on the Nasdaq now. MNMD.
Yep.
And
Mind
so it
Medicine.
dropped down as soon as the market opened up. It died down. I think there was such little volume. There was no, and then I think everybody probably took profits except for me. I thought I'm just gonna hold. Like I have such a low entry cost on this.
Brian, it's 1.23 billion, so it's not like a micro, but interesting.
Well, yeah, now it wasn't like that. Last
work,
week
though.
it wasn't that much.
Oh, from Canada, Ontario. Oh, yeah. You betcha, Canada. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that explains it. Nice. Well, good. Nice. You have some interesting stuff. I've just basically.
Yeah, that was a pretty neat stock.
Right. So, well, good. Nice.
You got dark all of a sudden there.
I saw that. I had no idea why. Nothing
So I just sat over there.
No.
What are you drinking, by the way?
I'm actually drinking, you can't see now, but I'm just drinking my black coffee, Seattle's Best, which is my favorite coffee, in my New Mexico cup.
I've got this Kloss Hall. I don't even know how to say it. Kloss Haller.
Oh, the fake beer. I've had many of those. Yes, it's been a while.
This is a fake beer. It's a non-alcoholic. It's really good. I mean, it tastes amazing.
Maybe we should do a fake mushroom company, Brian. There you go.
Yeah, we'll call it Portobello.
There you go. Good thinking. Good thinking. Okay, Brian, let's do some hyper hate.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Right.
What you throw to me first? Because I know you have your chomping the bit. It seems like.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep Pinterest as my first hype and hate. We talked about it. I'm hyping it. I think it's
All right.
Phenomenal.
Good.
A great opportunity right now. I would caution it. I mean, no one's going to listen to this before the market opens tomorrow. But I would caution and just watch to see what it does in the morning before I would jump in. Maybe you miss out on a point or two, but you also don't want to.
Okay, so better to hang back for 20, 30 minutes. Let some dust settle.
You got room. You got room to play with this. So I think it's going to back up in the 80s.
Okay, well, I'm glad you say that because I really feel the same way, and it's
Mhm.
You take the dips. This is a big dip, so
Okay.
hype it
My
as well.
second one is Shopify. So Shopify hasn't been doing that great. It's been really just sideways. And it hasn't. So it's off its 52-week high, and although it has run quite a bit, right, in the last year,
Well,
but they have earnings tomorrow, the 28th, and so
yes, morning
I'm just
time.
wondering. I'm kind of thinking that their earnings are going to be spectacular because not only did the growth was there over the pandemic year, right? But really, what the earnings are going to show, I'm thinking, is, and maybe it goes down because the earnings are good, as everything else has been since we've been talking about this. But the earnings, I think, are going to be good because all of these websites are now making money and utilizing. Not only are they getting, the monthly revenue from the online storefront, but they're going to also get, from the shipping to the payment processing and the apps and the themes and everything else that goes along that makes Shopify money is going to be accelerated by just the amount of people that have started websites.
Yeah.
What do you think, Danny?
I think you're right. I think, well, one point real quick, if you look there year over year, now it's only at 75% up. So considering what business they're in and how other sites, let's say Pinterest 2.5 times, others, etc., they really haven't gone up because they've been plateauing for quite a while. So I think, right. So I think that is, they're not as overvalued. Their P&E really came down. It's still at 411, so it's still ridiculously high. But I am concerned if they don't give out a growth number that's outstanding, it might get punished. So I'm going to hype this tomorrow. I'm glad you reminded me. Maybe wait for a dip, and it could be a good time to go in, is what I'm thinking. Because last week up 4%, last month 10%, the last 3 months down 4%. So it's been neutral for quite a while. These numbers we saw.
Do you think it's going to dip more? Even if they have good earnings, do you think it's going to be one of the stocks that's going to take a dive?
I think there's a chance because it's basically been at this price, Brian, since last August. So it's done nothing like Amazon. Like a lot of them hit their peak, and they did, which I'm fine with. It's a good plateau, time to go in. It had a little bit of peak in early January, February, like everything else. Came back to its previous level. I just worry, Brian, because it's a great company long term. I think you're right on everything you said. But that's present. That's the last quarter. As you go forward, everyone wants to see these monumental jumps. And I wonder if the growth rate they're going to predict is going to satisfy the market. And it seems like the trend this last week is it won't be. So hype, yes. Wait for a dip after they don't project like a 100% year-over-year growth or whatever it is. That makes sense?
It does. I think because, this sounds psychologically maybe not the best thing, but I think that because it's coming out pre-market tomorrow, the earnings is going to give it a hype boost. I think that as long as I'm right that their earnings are going to be spectacular.
Yes, you are right. I agree 100% of what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah, because it's usually what I've been finding is when they report after the after hours usually just kind of tank it for whatever reason.
That's probably why they did it. They're a smart company, so maybe that's why they did it.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see if I'm right. And then my third hype and hate is Dogecoin. Are you hyping or hating?
I'm gonna say that's a good little doggy.
There's silence. There's crickets. That's way too long to just sit there and think about Dogecoin. Are you just not? You're just not hyping Dogecoin?
I'm going to
How
hype
can you not
the
hype
Doge.
this thing?
I'm not going to go against that little rascal.
Danny,
Brian.
I feel like I've lost you. Like you're frozen.
No, you're actually frozen too. How odd. Am I back? You're back.
Oh, you're back. Yeah.
Or our internet connection is unstable. I don't know why it went dark all of a sudden. Maybe who knows?
To do with the Dogecoin.
I have no joke for that. Yeah, Dogecoin. Yes, it's about 27.
You know why? Because your son is mining Dogecoin in the background.
There you go. That's it.
Crazy.
So yes, Brian, I like that 27. I don't have the guts to get into it, but if someone had more guts or money to spare, I'd say yes. I think cryptos have essentially proven themselves. There seems to be a floor in the mid 22 cents to 28 cents. I think long term.
What I think is interesting about this is there really is like this base now. Like,
yes,
it's only been a week or 2 weeks.
Well,
whatever.
That's an eternity.
It's been going crazy, right? But it's been sitting around this mid 20 range. It's like 27 cents at the moment.
A couple weeks.
The mid 20 range for a while now, which is kind of, it gives me like this, okay, well, it's kind of stabilizing if you could call any crypto stable at this price point, which, I honestly, if it had dropped back down into the teens again or lower, then maybe this is, just a pump and dump type of thing. But I think that the potential for this at the moment, even at this 27-cent level, and look, I'm in.
You did
I
great.
got a nice price on this, right?
Yeah.
But if I was going to put new money into crypto, I think it would be in Dogecoin and
What about
and
Ethereum? Wait, Ethereum?
Ethereum.
That one I followed. That's went up about 20%. So I should get into it. So again, I don't have the. Man, this is a deep end of a pool for me, and I am not gonna teach myself to swim like that. But I think all of them, the big three.
This is going to sound weird, but this is a buy and hold for me. Crypto's a buy and hold, which is so bizarre. I mean, it'd probably be much better for me to trade this.
Well,
but
maybe do both. Trade part of it, Brian. But if you look at the history of buying and holding, the answer is yes, all of the above, virtually, right? Just like we had Crypto Kevin on here, he has a bunch of coins. He was right because a few that make it skyrockets. So yeah, I think the big three: Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin to me are the three to get into. I think the next one is Ripple. If I've heard of it, that must mean something because I'm not in the loop. So I would say I'm going to agree on that one and hype it as well, Brian. So we're both on the same thing. Yes.
All right, what do you got for me? What are your hype and hates?
Okay, so my one we've talked about before because now I'm thinking of doubling up, Brian. So now we're going up a little bit, adding to the ones I like. Okay. And let's start with the Curiosity Stream, which I've got into. It's been great for me. I'm up almost 15%. It's got a market cap to refresh about 737 million. This is a little streamer that could, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, after the Netflix and the big five, streamers, you're going to have some niche streamers or niche because I'm, ghetto. So the niche streamers, I think there's plenty of room for that. There's another one called Shudder, which is all horror, but I think Curiosity Stream is good because the content's got to be cheaper. I think they know their place in the food chain. It's dirt cheap. It's 15 or 20 a year. They had an Earth Day special, 40 days, 40% off. I think they're hyper focused on growth. They have about 15 million subscribers. They know the name of the game is growth, and I think they're focused on that. Should I buy more? Should I double up, even though it's risen about 15% since I bought it?
Well, look, it's not even at its high. This was a SPAC deal that went good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you could have, but really, today. It's under 15. It dropped a lot today, so maybe this is your opportunity. I don't know why it dropped today.
It dropped after hours, but it's basically dropped after hours what it made today, so it's about level.
Oh, okay.
But sorry, the last week it's up almost 20%. So it seems to have found its bottom. It's a smaller one, so I wouldn't be overly surprised if it swings 10-15% either way, but a lot of swings. Okay, Brian, we're making it quick. So Curiosity Stream, you're going to give that a hype, is that right?
I would hype that one for sure.
Okay, now the other one I have for you is not the Mind Medicine, but it is a Microvision. This is a Wall Street bet stock. It's got into it. It dropped 23%. If I'm going to get in and trade, Brian, do I do Microvisions? It's a Wall Street bets. We know what that means. No one knows where the hell it's going. Do I try and get into Wall Street bets?
Yeah, I would take this. I'd take this trade. I'd like to hype this one, but I might do your maybe 3 entry points. Do a little bit now, a little bit maybe in a couple days.
Okay.
Watch it.
That's paid off, so I'm listening to that. And let me get one more before we go for our abbreviated version today is Viacom. I know you got into that. Is the dust settled on that shit storm? It's came down. Yeah. We all know the history, market cap. What I like about this is the PE, Brian, is under 11, like 11, between 10 and 11.
It's a great company with a great roadmap, great content, like you said. And now it's a good entry point.
Okay, so now I can get back in. It's a Viacom I called a year ago. It's back to being without the shitstorm, right?
Yeah, I'm in it right now, and I think it's a good stock. I think I'm in like $39, $40, something like that.
So we had all hypes. That's a first. All 6 hypes, if I'm not mistaken. We both liked it. Cool.
Loving it.
Okay, great. So keep doing this earnings season special. Is kind of a quick one. We'll do a full one later this week.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting good earnings. I think it'll be up and down a lot of stuff because of how it's reacted. That's my prediction coming up. So we'll do one later in the week, Thursday or Friday.
Right. Okay. So stockhypers@gmail.com. stockhypers.com. Go to the website.
Yes.
And then maybe the next time we have a little announcement on another.
We actually will for sure on that one. And we'll do the episode for that one. We're looking for a lot of fun things. Great. All right, you guys. Thanks. Good luck
on Twitter and go out there, make some money.
And we'll work on my exposure here. All right, Brian. We'll talk to you soon.